We are going to start on all fours. In a cat-cow position, hips stacked on top of knees, shoulders on top of wrists. Good, and just find a neutral position with your neck, with your spine. Curl those toes under to start. Good. Take a deep breath in. I want you to tuck that tailbone under and round through the middle back. Good, breathing out. Open up that chest, belly drops, chin rises. Deep breath in, curl that tailbone under. Good, breathing out. Good, deep breath in, tuck that tailbone first. Round up. Good, breathing out, open up that chest. Good, do it again. Deep breath in, tuck that tailbone. Breathing out, open it up. Good, put the top of those toes on your mat. And you're going to sit back in your heels. You can bring those knees wide into a child's pose. Drop your head here. And I want you to reach those fingertips forward. So you're going to feel a stretch in the back, in those lats. And just let that chest drop to your mat. Good, walk your hands by your head, press yourself up to tabletop again. Good, this time you're going to be reaching, so you want to keep those hips square, but I want you to open up that chest, right? So you want to keep those hips square and use this as a twist. Good, square it out. So keep those hips square, deep breath in, reach up and around, right? So you'll feel this distinct stretch in the mid-back. Breathing out. Deep breath in, reach. Breathing out, bring to center. Deep breath in, reach. Good, breathing out to center. Do it again, deep breath in, reach. Good, breathing out to center. Deep breath in, reach. And every single time I want you to reach a little bit higher. You'll feel it through the shoulders. Mid-back, deep breath in, reach. Other side. Good, breathing out center. Good, one more the other side. Deep breath in, reach. Breathing out center. Good, curl those toes under. Press yourself to downward facing. And you can widen your stance here. You're gonna pedal out your legs one side and the other. One side, drop that heel nice and deep. And the other. Good, now I want you to land on the right side. So bend that left knee significantly. Straighten that right leg and just sit a little deeper into this stretch on the right side. Find your breath. And then land on the other side. You should feel a nice stretch in the back of that straight leg. Good, drop both heels to meet each other. Good, and then bring yourself down to child's pose again. So wide knees, sit down onto those heels, point those toes so the top of the feet are on the mat. And then reach those fingertips wide. And sink as deep into the belly as you can. Good, and taking your right hand and weave it underneath that armpit and scoot it through so it comes underneath that armpit and rolling onto that right shoulder slightly. And turn your face towards the straight arm. Good, and bring yourself to center. So land in child's pose first. Good, and then take that left arm and weave it underneath and through. Same thing, turn your face towards that straight arm above you. And then land, and you'll get a nice stretch through that lat. Good, and unravel yourself, bring yourself back up to tabletop, curl those toes under, press through to downward facing. And again, widen your stance here, pedal out into the right leg, and then the left. And then I want you to bend that right knee, lift the leg, step it on the outside of that right hand, assist it forward if you need to. Good, I want you to bend into this leg and land here. Good, planting all 5 toes down on that front foot. And then rocking back and forth slightly on that back toe. Changing the angle just a little bit. Good, bring your hands to meet in center. Deep breath and open up that chest. Rotate towards that front leg. Good, float that right hand back down. Sit deep into that hip. And if it's accessible to you, you're going to come down on your left forearm. So the one farthest away from that foot. And just land here. This is going to deepen that stretch. Only if it's accessible to you. If you need, you can drop that back knee if that's a little more comfortable, or you can keep it floated here. And then if you so desire, you can take that right elbow, forearm to meet the left. And again, whatever variation feels good in your body. Good, bring yourself back up on those hands. Good, step back to your high plank. Push through to downward facing. Drop those heels. Good, lifting the left leg this time, step it on the outside of that left foot. And again, sit deep into that hip. Rocking back and forth. Make sure those hands are on the inside of that leg. Good, taking that right forearm down if you have access to that. Just to deepen the stretch, right? That quality of the stretch, a little bit more intense. And you want to teeter between that spot where it is uncomfortable, but not so uncomfortable that it's not bearable, right? And if you can, get that left forearm to meet the right. Find your breath. I believe that if you can sit in discomfort, get comfortable with discomfort, you build your resiliency against those conversations, those moments, that uncomfortable feeling in your body. Good, walk up to your hands. Activate that core step back high plank, downward facing. Drop those heels. Good, look to your hands, heel toe your way to forward folding. Good, grab opposite hands, elbows, and just hang here. You can rock side to side, bend those knees nice and deep. Good, release those hands. Slowly round yourself up. Bring yourself to the top of your mat. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, arms up. Breathing out, fold forward. Deep breath in, flat back. Breathing out, step back, high plank. Elbows down, knees, chin, chest. Bringing yourself up to upward facing. Good, you can keep your knees down or you can press into the top of those feet. Then put yourself through to downward facing. Feet come together. Deep breath in, right leg floats up. Breathing out, open up that hip. I want you to get a good stretch in that inner thigh. Good, close that hip. Right knee to right elbow. Breathing out, kick it back. Keep those hips square. Bend that knee, open up that hip. Can you open it up a little bit more? Lift that knee higher. Good, close that hip. Right knee to right elbow. Kick it back. Keep those hips square first. Then bend that knee, open it up. Good, close that hip. Step that right foot in between those hands. Float those arms up. High lunge. Good, deep breath in, looking up. Breathing out, bend deeper into that leg. Good, interlace those fingers, bring them behind your back, press that chest forward. Sit a little deeper. Good, deep breath in. Breathing out, sit deeper. Good, get that back knee to touch the ground so you're in a lunge position. Now I want you to rotate towards that front leg. Keep pressing into your palms. Good, bring yourself to center. Good, tuck that pelvis under. Both hands come to the top of your head. Good, and now you're going to lean towards that front leg, not crunching, lifting and reaching to get a good stretch on that left side. Be mindful of those shoulders. Keep them away from your ears. Good, center it out. Good, interlace those fingers, keep them behind your head. Press that chest forward, shoulders back and down. Good, deep breath in. Breathing out, press into that foot. Bring yourself back to a high lunge. Good, deep breath in, reach those fingertips high. Breathing out, fold forward. Feet, hands on either side of that foot, step back high. Lunge to downward facing. Deep breath in. Breathing out. Deep breath in, bring yourself on your toes. Breathing out, drop those heels. Deep breath in, bring yourself on those toes again. Look to your hands. Breathing out, stepping forward. Deep breath in, flat back. Crown of the head reaches forward. Breathing out, fold deeply. Deep breath in, sweep those arms all the way over your head. Breathing out, fold forward, flow all the way through. Deep breath in, flat back. Breathing out, step or hop back, high plank. Knees, chin, chest. Good, upward facing. Pull those knees off of your mat. Push through to downward facing. Good, drop those heels, feet come together. Sit those heels deep. Good, floating the left leg up this time. Keep those hips square. Good, bend the knee, open up the hip. Find your breath. Good, close the hip. Open it up again. Good, close that hip. Left knee to left elbow, high plank. Kick it back. Keep the hip square first, then bend the knee, open up the hip. Feel that nice opening in those hips. Good, square the hips. Left knee to left elbow, high plank, kick it back. Square hips, long leg. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Good, close the hip. Left knee to left elbow again. Last one, kick it back. Square hip. Bend the knee, open it up. Close the hip, step that left foot this time in between those hands, floating up. Arms above your head, high lunge. Deep breath in, looking up. Breathing out, sit deeper. Interlace those fingers above your head and then place them behind your neck. Press that chest forward. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in. Breathing out, lower that back knee to meet your mat. Keeping those fingers interlaced, rotating towards that front leg, getting a nice twist. Good, bring yourself to center. Bring those hands on top of your head, interlaced. Good pelvic tilt. Feel that tuck. And leading away from that side. Again, not crunching here, elongating, reaching up, and then bend over, getting a nice stretch through this side. Find your breath. Good, bring yourself to center. Good, float those arms down. Step back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, up on your toes. Breathing out, drop those heels. Deep breath in, up on your toes. Bend those knees, stepping forward. Deep breath in, flat back. Breathing out, fold. Deep breath in, sweep those arms all the way up. Hands to heart center. Good. Taking a wide step, nice and wide. Inner feet parallel to each other. Good. Deep breath in, hands on your hip. Breathing out, fold forward just to 90. Good, slight bend in those knees, don't lock them out. Deep breath in, reach the crown of the head forward. Breathing out, reach those fingertips down and land them wherever they go. If you need to put them on something, you can. If you're able to reach, good. Find your breath. Deep breath in, flat back. Breathing out, fold all the way down wherever your body will let you. Good, using those hands to help you as leverage to bring the crown of the head facing as close down to the earth as possible. Good, deep breath in, reaching up, extend to flat back. Breathing out, reaching to those big toes if you have access. You can either keep it here, or you can breathe out and fold forward using this as leverage, pulling up on those toes to deepen that forward fold. Good, deep breath in, straighten those arms, bring them to center. Breathing out, open up that chest, rotate towards your right. Good, take that right hand, float it to the small of your back. Use that as leverage to open up that shoulder. Good, windmill that hand back down. Good, deep breath in. Breathing out, open up that left arm up. Left hand to your lower back, use that as leverage. Good, windmill that arm over. Good. Now bending into that right leg, I want you to lift those left toes. And you can frame that foot with your hand. Good, sitting deep into that squat. Good, and now you're going to rotate, pivot. So now you're in a high lunge, hands on both sides of those feet. Good. Sit nice and deep here. Good. Straighten that leg as best you can. Good. Making sure you're staggered and you're not on the tightrope. Deep breath in. Breathing out, sit deep. Now open up that chest, looking up. Good. Deep breath in, straighten that leg. Breathing out, open up that chest. Deep breath in, extend. Breathing out, open up. Good, extend. And I want you to heel toe so that your feet are facing forward again. Good. And I want you to bend into one side, center, bend into the other, center. So slight movement, right? just small, one side and the other. If you need your hands on a couch, a chair, a block here, that is fine too, right? A little support. And don't drop into that belly. You want to have integrity in that core, right? Wherever it feels good to you. Find your breath. Good, keep it centered. Good, this time bending into that left knee, lift those right toes. Wherever it feels good to you, just to land here for a moment. Good, rotate towards that front leg. Hands on either side of the foot, sit deep into it. So it should feel different than that hip stretch we did before, right? Deep breath in, straighten that leg as best you can. Breathing out, bend into it. Deep breath in, extend. Breathing out, right into it. Deep breath in, extend. Breathing out, land into it. Good. Walk those hands forward, center out those feet, so heel toe yourself. Good, deep breath in, flat back. Breathing out, bend into one leg. Deep breath in, straighten out. Breathing out into the other leg. Deep breath in, flat back. Breathing out. Deep breath in, flat. Breathing out. Good, deep breath into center. Now I want you to walk your feet back so you're on your toes and knees come wide, right? So we're going to do almost a frog pose, right? So toes come together at the back of your mat, wide on your knees. So almost like you're gonna go down into a child's pose, but I want you to actually walk your hands forward, right? So if this would be child's pose, I want you to come here. As best you can, you're going to sit into those hips. You're gonna feel a really deep opening in the front of those hips. Wherever it feels good to you, I want you to land, okay? Keeping those toes together, bringing yourself forward. And you can make this dynamic, so you can roll, make sure your mat is underneath those knees, but because it does feel uncomfortable, so come forward, and then you can push back. Deep breath in, come forward. Breathing out, push back. Deep breath in, forward. Breathing out, push back. Deep breath in, forward. Breathe out, push back. Deep breath in, forward. And stay here. Land here for a moment. Proud chest, pull those shoulders away from your ears. Good, sit back into it. Good, and from here I want you to roll yourself on your side. To bring yourself onto your back. Good. So placing your hands, reaching them forward to your heels, so you can reach those heels. Good, making sure their knees are shoulder width apart. I want you to drive into those heels, lift those hips high. Interlace those fingers behind your back and press that chest forward. And I want you to land here and really focus on closing those ribs and opening up those shoulders and that chest. Right, lift and rise up. Don't focus so much on squeezing those glutes so hard. Find some ease here. Good, release those hands. Rock those knees side to side. And feel whatever you feel here, if there's tension in those hips, in that lower back, right? And just land wherever it feels good in your body. If you need to pause anywhere. Good, land those knees into center. Good, deep breath in. Tuck those ribs, breathing out, lift. So this time we're going to lift our right arm and you're going to reach and roll onto your left side. Good, so you're going to feel a big stretch across the side as you drive up. Good, breathing out, come back down. Right hand comes to meet your right foot, deep breath in. Tuck those ribs, breathing out and roll to that side and reach. Good, bring yourself back to center. Good, reach for that heel, deep breath in. Breathing out and reach. Good, deep breath in here. Breathing out, release down, slow. Deep breath in. Breathing out, reach. Deep breath in. Breathing out, release slowly. Good. Drive those hips up. Interlace those fingers behind your back. And just land here. You should not feel this in the lower back, right? Pelvic tilt, ribs closed. Press that chest forward. Good, release those hands. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little bit of a rock back and forth. Good, right leg comes down. Take your left foot across that right knee. And I want you to press that left knee across. Good, and I want you to, hands by your side, roll on one side and the other. Right, and you'll feel some tightness maybe across that hip flexor on one side, maybe that lower back on the other. But find, again, a rhythm and then a pause wherever you need to just sit a little longer into that discomfort. Good, now let's roll onto those legs onto your right side. And then you can take your right hand and place it on that left leg to give it a little bit of leverage to let the hips roll up, keeping that left shoulder down so that you get a good stretch through there. Find your breath. Good, and then center it out. And keeping this position, I want you to let it roll the other way, right? So you'll feel it a little different. That hip flexor will get involved. Keep that foot hooked as the weight to pull it down. Good, bring yourself to center. Other side, please. So bring that right ankle across that right knee. Good, so rock it back and forth. Reaching out. But you're not around. I call your name, but you're not around. And same thing, find, is there a spot that's tighter? I need you, get some movement in those lower hips. Good, and now let's drop it to the left side. Take that left hand, put it on your right knee. Get a nice good twist. So don't let me down. Good, and then release and do it to the other side. So let the right knee drop. And then you'll feel, because the right foot is hooked onto the left leg, a bit of a stretch. Good, and center it out. Good, bring both knees back into your chest. Give yourself a bit of a squeeze. Good, now release that left leg. Keep that right leg into your chest and straighten out that left leg. Good, use your hands interlaced on that knee to squeeze that knee into your chest. Good, now extend that right leg and interlace those fingers behind the leg. Good, and then if you can, walk that hand up the leg, increasing the stretch in the back of that right leg. Good, now taking the left hand to the outside of the right leg, and you're going to just use that as the anchor point, taking your right arm across onto the floor, using that to cross body that leg. If you can, keep it straight, right? Getting a good twist, but a good extension in that leg. A stretch, yes. Good, Good, bend that knee, bring it so that it's stacked on top of you again. Interlace those fingers on top of that knee. Give yourself a squeeze. Good, straighten that leg again, interlace those fingers behind the leg. Good, and now this time you're going to take the right hand and let it catch that right leg as it falls to the side, wherever it's accessible to you, even if that means that you have to bend the knee. I want you to now get a nice opening of that right inner thigh, holding it here. Good, bring it to center. Good, bend that knee, give yourself a nice squeeze. Good, and straighten that right leg. Good, and then bend the left leg, bring that into your chest, give it a good squeeze. Good, and extend that leg and interlace those fingers behind the knee, even if it's just here, wherever it's accessible to you, right? If you don't have the hamstring flexibility, that's fine, right? Bend the knee, bring it as close to you as possible, and encourage that straightening of the leg, right? And if you can, you're gonna walk your hands up that leg as best you can. Good, and then taking the right hand to the outside of that left leg, and you're gonna let it fall across your body, and you're gonna reach that left arm straight to give you leverage, to get a good twist through that hip, twist through the back, as best you can. And try to ground down that left shoulder to your mat. Good, bend that knee and bring it back into your chest. Give yourself a good squeeze. Good, extend that leg, interlace those fingers behind the leg. Good, and then this time you're going to let the left leg fall into the left hand to open up the hip. I'm gonna rotate this way because I can't actually do that. There we go. Good, and again, ground down that right shoulder, that right hip. You may feel it in your obliques, inner thigh of that left leg. Wherever it lands for you, right? Good, and bend that knee, bring it back into your chest. Good, and bring the other right knee to meet the left. And if you can, wrap your arms around your knee, giving yourself a big hug. And I want you to find a point here where you can rock back and forth, swaying those hips or those knees, right? And then you'll also notice if you do have tightness in the hips, you'll feel maybe some pinching. Just move through so you get some movement there, different. Good, and then rolling onto your right side so that you can bring yourself up to seated position. Good, and you're gonna cross your legs here, sitting up tall. Good, and I want you to take your hands and plant them down, press them into the mat if they meet, or down as far as you can. Tuck the chin slightly, and I want you to pull those shoulders away from your ears. Deep breath in, sit tall. Breathing out, drive those shoulders down. Deep breath in, sit tall. Breathing out, right ear comes down to try to meet that right shoulder. And then right hand gently places on top, just to give you a little bit of leverage to stretch through that left side. Good, and release that hand. Bring the right hand to meet the left. Keep your ear towards that right shoulder. Good, and then roll that chin down so that you're centered. Deep breath in. Breathing out, let's do it on the left side this time. Just landing here. Deep breath in, reach the crown of the head up. Breathing out, press the hands into the mat. Good, deep breath in, take that left hand, gently place it on top of your head, getting an increased stretch and depth in that right side. Keeping your ear towards your shoulder, release that left hand down to your mat. Good, and then roll the chin forward to center. Good, deep breath in, arms come all the way up. Breathing out, interlace those fingers, place it on top of your head, chin tucked. Just let the weight of your hands stretch out the back of that neck. Good, deep breath in, reach those fingertips up, looking up. Now imagine a block in between those hands, palms facing each other. Good, tuck those ribs. So this isn't about reaching and ribs opening, this is about tucking the ribs. Deep breath in and out. Grounding down into your sit bones, deep breath in, reach those fingertips higher. Elongate through your torso without reaching those ribs up. Breathing out, ground those shoulders back and down. Deep breath in, reaching up. Breathing out, breathing into the right side this time, keeping that length, but reaching to that side. Deep breath into center. Breathing out to your left side. Don't lose that block, so still keep integrity in those arms as though you have a yoga block between your hands. Deep breath into center. Breathing out, this time we are twisting with the block as best we can. It's going to feel different. You may not have the torque as you do if you were holding on if your arms are down. Good, breathe to center. Good, deep breath in here, reach. Keep that block, breathing out, rotate. Deep breath into center. Breathing out, rotate to the right. Deep breath into center. Breathing out, rotate. Deep breath into center. Good, breathing out, release those arms. Good, and just sit them in your lap for a moment. Good, and closing your eyes here for me if you can. Just for a moment, I just want you to get grounded in your body. So roll those shoulders back and down, sitting nice and tall. And this doesn't have to be a strong activation in the core, but I want you to be mindful of stacking every single vertebrae on top of each other. And I want you to just sit in your breath. Deep belly breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. And try to find a rhythm here for yourself, right? So whether it's a deep breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Whatever it is, find a rhythm in your breath. And I want you to imagine the base of your spine. We did a lot of twists today, manipulating the movement between vertebrae, trying to create space with ease. So now I want you to bring your mind's eye to the base of your spine, the foundation of which the rest of your spine is sitting upon. And see it as this strong base it is. And I want you to bring your attention and move it up the base of your spine to your lower back, your mid back, between those shoulders, your neck, and then the top of your spine where your head resides. And imagine that everything is not only interconnected as it is, but that every block, every vertebrae is stronger, reinforced as the center of your body. And as you breathe, bringing your attention to this spine, this energy center, this fortress that you are, I want you to feel and see the softness in the strength that you are strong and mighty in the foundation of your body, but you are also fluid and malleable and adaptable and resilient. Find your breath here just for a moment. And before we end this short practice, I want you to find one word of intention, whether it's from a foundational strength of strong, or from the ease side of ease, resilience, softness, flow. Find a word that works for you and keep it in your heart for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in, bring your hands to heart center. Breathing out. Deep breath in, float those thumbs to your forehead. And breathing out, folding forward together. Namaste. Good work, everyone. Thank you for joining me.